G'day everyone, welcome back to Steve's Place Down Under. Today I thought we'd give this J Series Bedford a run. I think it's 1972, I believe. The J3, I think it is. I could be wrong. I got it off the next door neighbour. I bought a couple of tractors off him and these were sitting there. He said take these home as well. So I didn't pay anything for it, but I've lived here about 12 or 13 years and it never moved from where it was, and I've been driving around past this place for a long time and I hadn't seen it move for years. So it could be 20 years, it could be 30, I don't know. I think he was using it there, but it was a long time ago. So I went live last week and we're going to try and start it, but it wound over that slow and I thought, no, I won't bugger eyes around now. I won't bugger eyes around on camera. I'll do a proper episode of it when I've got more time. So it was winding over slow, so I might knock the plugs out of it, and it's a bit notchy, like it might have water in one of the cylinders or something like that, like it hits every now and then and slows it down. So I'll drop the plugs out, and it may be the reason it's winding slow. We'll see if we can get spark and just guzzle a bit of fuel down into her and see what happens. So we'll set you up where you can see what's going on here. It's definitely rusted out. I gave it to a bloke that I haven't heard from since. He was going to pick it up. I spoke to him on the phone there for a while, and then he went missing. So I don't know what happened to him. I'm not interested in it. I'm not going to do anything with it. Not going to restore it. The roof's rotted out. It'd make a good farm truck. So easy to drive and everything, these old Bedfords, but the brake pedal's not working or anything like that, so it's going to be a bit of a headache if you did take it on. Anyway, someone might be restoring one or wants an engine or something, or I'll just let it sit here. It's got a mud wasp nest there. They're in decent order, they're not covered in oil or anything like that. And no rust, which means she hasn't got water in any of those ones. The first four. I'm assuming the firing order is going to be 153624. On the live stream, I'm sure I dropped the plug out just to make sure there was no water in the sump. They all look good, so there's definitely no water in that. I might just give her a go with it off, but there's no water in those cylinders. I think it winds slower with the plugs out for some reason. Anyway, it might be enough to start it. If she's got good compression and spark, I think it'll go. She's protruding too much to get your hand in there to put the plug in. Look like they're pink. I don't know if that's how they came or that's something they've done over the sitting for so many years. All the old things I started, I've never seen a plug shaped like that. Edison. There you go. I could have sprayed a bit of oil down in those, but I'm going to I've got a 2-stroke mix that I use in old petrols just to give them a bit of top end lube for the first time after a while. They blow a bit of smoke, but it certainly helps them. Okay, now assuming it's 153624, and I would say 5, so it must have been counterclockwise. 153. Six. Next one's there. 2, 4. There we go. So I'll pop that cap off now and get a little bit of. I think I filed the points. I did file the points on the live stream, so they'll be good. I'm sure I had spark there, but we'll check it again. I should have left one out actually and hung her off the lead and had a look at what it was doing. Cap's in pretty good order on the inside. And the button's clean. Okay, so what I've just done here, I'm just using this light set of leads just to power the coil up. So last week the main cable broke off the starter, so rather than put the battery in it, we're just going to hot wire everything. I need a crimp-on lug to fix that. And then I've just got this jumper lead going to someone's, before my time, has fixed this switch up. And there is a little link wire that I made last week that plugs into there, but that's when the battery was actually in it before that lead broke. So that is now powering up the coil, and we'll just see if there's spark down at them points. And they're definitely closing. It's off the lobe on the flat. You can see that. Can't wind it by hand because the fan belt's missing off it. What I might do is try and reach down the other side and just give the starter a hit while you're all watching and see if that gap is opening and closing. And she's sparking every time, so I can't ask for more than that. So we'll pop that cap back on, drizzle a bit down the neck and see what she does before we go any further, see if she pops off. It's a funny looking rotor button. Now I think the contact's actually internal inside of it, because that's missing. It goes from where your carbon contact in the centre of the cap goes to the outside there. You can usually see that strip, but I'd say it's buried in amongst there for insulation reasons, or just some way to hold it there. To me it doesn't sound like it's winding fast enough to do anything at all, but we'll see. I feel her trying to push me hand off each revolution, so if she does fire, I'd say she's going to cough out there fairly well. Strange, just not doing anything at all. And she's got a bit of suction there too. It's not. You can hear my boys playing in the background if you hear some children. I've got them today because my missus has gone out. She's got good spark. She has sat without an air cleaner on her for years too, so whether something's built up in there, but I can feel that suction, so I should be drawing the petrol into it. She's going to cough off there and take my eyebrows off if she does fire. I think the next thing would be to check is the timing, but it shouldn't have. The timing wouldn't have went out sitting there, you wouldn't think. going to check rotation, direction of rotation. Definitely clockwise. Guess the next thing to do is make sure it's number one. Okay, it's going to check for compression. The timing's way out if that just did what I think it did. Now that's number one. That's sucking now. It's just popped now. So what I'm actually checking for, when that blows my thumb off, that rotor button should be pointing towards number one lead, and it's nowhere near it. As a matter of fact, it's a whole 180 out. Now whether I have, that can only go on one way because it's located. So I think what's going on here is it's the cap's right out, unless the cap's on back to front. But it should locate also into that distributor. Alright everyone, so what's actually going on here, that's top dead center compression there now. Okay, number one. And how you work it, number one compression, it always goes off that. Especially with these GM sort of style engines. That will be compression, so that rotor button should be pointing towards this lead. And as you can see, it's pointing towards probably number 6. Now I may be wrong, but that's generally rule of thumb that, well, it has to be. So that rotor button, we need to swap number one lead onto here, and then we need to retime it. It's still not going to be perfect, but it's pointing here, and if it fires off that one, it's going to be retarded somewhat. But anyway, let's point it to that, and if we've got to rotate the thing to get it a bit closer so it runs, we will. So pop them all off. So this one should be number one. I don't like the length of that lead, but they're both nearly identical, so I don't know how. Really needs the dizzy pulling out of it. Facing that number one to a more reachable position. I don't think if I swap those leads I'm going to achieve too much. Might be a tad longer, but not much. Not great. I need a longer lead, or I'm going to have to turn that lifter out and face the rotor buttons so it's more around to where it'll reach. Okay, so that's one. Number 5's not going to reach either. She's a bit muddled up, the old girl. That's number 5. That's number 3. That'll reach. 1, 5, 3, 6. It's going to have to be this other long one here. It's number 2. It's not great either, but it's on there. 15362 and 4, 1, 5. I need 2 leads. Is basically what's going on here. And this one will reach number 5. I'm going to need another lead. Okay, Ron, I've got the other lead on there. I'm going to give her a go now. I've just opened the throttle up a little bit with that stick, and I'm using the battery in the car because the alternator, because that one's getting down a little bit. I'll just use it for spark, and then I'll use this one. So I'll just wriggle a bit down the carby and see what happens. My wife's here now so she can film. I'd say it's using all this. I need to pull the carby off and it's using it all. It's going to drop the bowl off as she is firing, but I think it uses it that quick. Might try and fill this bowl up. And providing the jet's not blocked, she should run off this. Excuse the car run in the background, just charging that battery again. All right. So providing the jet's still not blocked, if it's not blocked, it should run. Doesn't sound real healthy, the old engine. She's still only running off what I tip into her.
I was going to say, do you want me to? Hoping if we keep doing this, you might free a few of them other cylinders up, close a few of the valves a bit better. Oh, I don't think she's going to go. Well, she's not sounding too promising. Not sounding promising at all. Even when it fires, it doesn't sound real good, the old engine. She's chuffing out the carby, like definitely she's only running on a couple. Had another thought too, there's a line going from the manifold down to the vacuum booster. If that diaphragm's leaking in that, it'll be putting the mixture right out also, but I'd say she just got no compression on a couple.
She certainly sounds crook in the engine there somewhere. She might be scrap metal, the old girl. All right, everyone, that's going to do it for this episode. It did run, but only on probably 3 cylinders, and it's got a decent knock when it does start. So my guess is either it's drawing a vacuum through that that vacuum booster for the brakes, or it's got a couple of valves stuck. As I said, it could be 30 years since it ran. I don't know. It's at least 20 I know of. The leads were wrong, but now they're corrected. It still won't fire on every cylinder. It runs for 10 seconds or something, then it cuts out. So it's not fuel supply. The bowl, I've kept the bowl full throughout. I've filled it a few times off camera too, but I'd say she's just scrap metal, the old girl. I'm not interested in it. The cab's had it. It's not something I can do much with myself, and it's just another headache. If the engine doesn't run, I'm not overly keen on it. However, I could do a bit more to make it run. Could do a compression test. I could lift the cover off, see if any of the valves are stuck, but it's not going to happen in this episode. I just thought I'd try it for an easy startup this afternoon, but it didn't happen. So thank you, channel members. Thank you, everyone, for watching and subscribing, and see you all in the next one.